You're listening to The Monetized Mom, the podcast that teaches moms of faith how to monetize their expertise online to create influence, impact, income, and more importantly, financial independence. I'm your host, Flo Alexander. Let's chat. Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I am super excited about this episode because I'm going to be talking about my Q'4 marketing and sales strategy. So let's get right to it. So here's the thing. I have been hearing from a lot of moms in the coaching and consulting industry, and the resounding theme is that there is a need to pivot. There is an absolute need to pivot. And y'all know, like somewhere around this time last year, I said the same exact thing. I don't know what it is about this season, but there is a need to pivot. Sales have been slower than normal, and everyone is really looking for a strategy that will end in revenue before the year is out. So I'm not exempt from this. Listen, y'all, anything that y'all are experiencing, trust and believe I'm probably experiencing it to some degree. So I want to share some of the changes that I am making this quarter going into next year. And you can take this may be something that you maybe want to apply to your own business. This is something that I'm working with my clients on, coaching them and helping them develop. But this is something that I would definitely encourage you to take notes on. So first things first, I am diversifying my offer suite, specifically for the monetized mom. And I have to be clear on that. So with Mama and Money, which is my financial education platform, I am diversified. Pretty much everything from that brand and that side of the business is passive income. I'm still getting ad revenue from that brand. I have digital products on sale. I'm actually going to do a podcast episode where I break down my income, wherever all my income is coming from. But I am pretty diversified over there between ad revenue, affiliate revenue, digital product sales. All those things are passive, and I'm pretty diversified. However, when it came to the monetized mom, which is the coaching side, the business coaching side, I was not diversified at all. I had at most 2 offers at a time, and that was going to be either one-on-one coaching or group coaching. But as I said at the top of the episode, things have changed a lot. People are a lot more hesitant to join coaching programs or to even hire coaches. For good reason. Y'all, I don't blame you. I want y'all to be more cautious about how you spend thousands of dollars, because that's the thing, honestly, if we want to be real. A lot of people are upset and they have coach hurt because they spent all this money on coaches and coaching programs and didn't get results. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that they did not properly vet these coaches, and instead they looked and saw who was most popular, who seemed to have it together, who was the most convincing, who had the best marketing, all those things. And you ended up getting into these programs or working with these coaches who could not deliver on what they had promised. So I understand the lack of trust in the industry, and I want you guys to be more careful about how you make coaching decisions. With that said, as someone who teaches marketing and would be considered a business coach, I am directly impacted by that. Not because I have wronged any of my clients, but for the fact that so many people in the industry have. And so when it comes to me being able to get clients, it's a little bit harder than it used to be. So with that said, I recognize the fact that I needed to diversify my sources of income for this side of the business. All right. So instead of me just offering either my group program, which is the paid mom, a mastermind, or one-on-one coaching when I feel like it, because I don't always feel like doing one-on-one coaching, or even done for you services, I am now offering mid and low ticket items so that my audience can not only like get solutions for immediate, problems that they may be having, but I can build that trust slowly with people as they are able to produce results from lower ticket or mid ticket items with me. They are going to be a lot more likely to trust me with a coaching program or one-on-one coaching, or if it's done for you, whatever I'm offering at the time, that's going to cost them a little bit more. So that's not to say that some people don't buy, just completely cold to me, because I always have that happen. However, for the vast majority of the people, I think it's going to have to be this slow, like trust building process. And that's going to be through, developing that relationship with my email list. And now I'm back to creating content and even this podcast, but developing that trust over time so that people know when they do spend thousands of dollars with me, I'm going to treat them right and they're going to get results because it happened when they paid the $37, the $47, $97, whatever, a couple $100. They were able to get results and they realized that they can trust me. So that's the first thing that I am doing. Also, after my last launch, having conversations with a lot of people, I realized that, people were tapped out of high ticket. So many people had spent so much money and hadn't gotten results. I can't tell y'all how many times I heard that same sentence during this launch with people like, I have spent this amount of money. I've spent this amount of money. I'm in this program now and not getting results. And so people are tapped out. Now, with that said, I don't want y'all to be discouraged and think, oh, no one's buying coaching. That's absolutely not the case. I have clients getting clients now, right? It's absolutely not the case. But keep in mind the things that I just said about trust and building that relationship over time such that when it's time for people to invest at that level, they are ready and willing to invest because you have cultivated trust with them. So again, in addition to building that trust, I also want to be able to serve people who simply, can't or are not willing to invest that 4 or 5 figure investment right now. So that's one thing that I'm doing right now in my marketing and sales strategy for Q4 and beginning of next year, probably for the foreseeable future, is diversifying my offer suite. So the second thing that I'm also going to be doing is,
hey, if you're enjoying this episode, then I know you'll enjoy my weekly email series, The Monetized Mom. Not only will you be the first to know when new episodes drop, but you'll get exclusive content just like this, except in your inbox. To sign up, visit themonetizedmom.com/email. It's free, and as a podcast listener, I'll throw in a special gift. Visit themonetizedmom.com/email to join. Now let's get back to this episode.
So the second thing that I'm also going to be doing is I'm going back to creating content on social media. Y'all know that I don't even know how many months, at minimum 4 months off of social media just so I can have a break and to also prove that I will be able to make money without having to post on social media so that I can become social media optional, which is what I teach you guys how to do. So I took time off of social media, but I recently decided that I want to get back on one because I miss being creative. It's just fun for me, not necessarily to post the content, but creating the content is extremely fun for me because I get to be creative. I get to do things and test things out. So I recently started creating content again and started getting organic engagement again, which is really cool to have been gone. And then the algorithm all of a sudden wanted to treat me nice. I said, look at that algorithm treating me nice. So I am creating content organically. It's fun for me again, but also just as another way to reach people and to also build that trust. It's one thing for people to see me on an ad, but when I also have that content for them to kind of binge on, I'm able to also build trust that way. And that's one thing that I actually teach. I don't teach exclusively doing ads and not content. One thing I teach within the mastermind is that you do want to create content, but it can be minimal content. So I actually teach the cash content framework, which I've actually done a podcast episode about, but it's 4 pieces of content each week that's going to lead to people getting on your email list, lead to sales, and lead to building that trust and showing your authority in your niche. So I'm back to creating that content on a more consistent basis so that I can build that trust and do all those things that your content can do for you, but that I don't necessarily have to rely on. So the third thing that I did is really get clear on my customer journey. And I've talked about customer journeys before, but I really got clear on the customer journey that I want my ideal clients to go through, where I want them to be in the sales process, how I want them to come into the sales funnel, what happens. I got really clear on those things, which made figuring out what offers I need to create, which made figuring out, what I want to sell, all those things. It made it so abundantly clear for me that I was able to quickly write down, here are the offers that I'm going to create because it matches exactly the customer journey that my ideal clients are going through. And in doing that, I also was able to just identify what are the major gaps that I'm missing in my offers. Now, when you get the mastermind, you get everything. So we talk about offer creation or refinement. We talk about lead generation with ads. We talk about content. All that stuff is done within that one big offer. But I had to think about what are the missing things for my ideal client and how can I create some kind of low or mid ticket offer that would address those specific pain points such that they could get quick wins. It's not going to be the full out thing where they get my support and help like they would in the mastermind, but what could I create that would address some of those major issues that they're having? And so doing that, mapping out that customer journey, identifying those different audiences that I'm reaching or those different, pain points and desires within my audience and getting clear on the major ones that I saw, I was able to then develop those offers such that I can help solve that problem, build that trust, and just create a much smoother and cleaner customer journey. Before, I really only had one customer journey. You came in, you either got in the program or you didn't. Like that was it. And you could, engage in my free content, all that stuff. You can come to my webinars, but my customer journey was very much singular, where my ideal client is actually very multidimensional. And going through my onboarding forms and reading, some of my client reviews and really getting into the data of why they joined the program, why they work with me, I identified 3 major buckets for why people work with me. And now I'm able to create a customer journey that addresses each of those things. So there will be different, entry points to getting in my sales funnel. There will be different products that people can buy based on their specific need, just going through the data and really understanding my ideal client. So those are the major things that I have done in my own time, mapping out my marketing and sales plan for the rest of this year and then going into next year. And I just feel abundantly more confident in what I'm doing. And I know people are going to benefit from the changes that I am making. I know they have because I've already started seeing people grabbing some of the other offers that I put out there. So I know that there's a need. I know that there's a desire. I know that people want to work with me, but they may not be able to work with me on the higher end capacity, the high ticket capacity, but now making it available for them to kind of tap into my brain and some of the smaller ticket or mid ticket items. I am so excited about this new strategy. I geek out about it with my business friends all the time because it's so good, y'all. So anyway, with that said, if you feel like you need a marketing strategy specific to you, you need a sales strategy, you're not sure what to do, maybe your sales have slowed down, maybe you haven't gotten any sales, maybe you want to switch some things up because you've been getting a different response from your audience, I'm all down for talking to you and helping you come up with a strategy. So I am offering clarity calls where we can talk, we can, diagnose what's going on, get clear on what you need to do to move forward. It's going to be so good. So if you want my help to kind of maybe even see how I mapped out my marketing and sales plan, visually beyond what you're hearing on this podcast, then you definitely want to check out a clarity call. And so I'm going to leave the link for the clarity call in the show notes. I really want to help you guys come up with a strategy to really have success in Q4. Because to be honest with you, I know if you're listening to me, you are a person of integrity. You are a person who really wants to help your ideal clients. And unfortunately, you may be suffering the consequences of the bad things that some other people in this industry did. And I don't think that's fair to us. So I want you to win and I want to help you with that. So if you're down for a clarity call, be sure to check the show notes to get the link in order to book your call. All right, guys, I'm so glad to be back post launch. I may or may not do an episode about it. I don't know. I have so many thoughts. But with that said, I'm going to talk to you in the next episode.